Hello YouTube, this video is about how to live your filmmaking career on your terms. Let's go.
I'm going to shoot something really big.
Welcome if you are new here. This is the channel where we help you monetize your filmmaking career and sell your original content. If you are anything like me, you've probably done a ton of gig work and it seems like we're only as good as our next job. We find ourselves working with people we didn't choose to be with.
You obviously don't have the talent, and I'm an NYU film school graduate, sucker!
We find ourselves working on projects that are just to pay the bills.
Boots and pants and boots and pants. New shoes!
And the career we started out wanting to have hasn't materialized. If you're fresh out of film school, I get it. You're gonna experiment, you're gonna do a lot of stuff. But if you're 5, 10, 15 years into this, and your career looks nothing like what you want it to be or what you expected it to be, and you're not making the content that makes sense to you or that you ever wanted to make, then I'm gonna outline a couple of things here today that will help you get back on track, that are gonna help you live your filmmaking career and have your career happen for you rather than happen to you. But at the end of the day, we're looking, I talked to so many filmmakers, I've talked to thousands over the past few years, and creative and financial freedom are the things that every single one of us is looking for. And I've never met anybody who says, I think I'd like to be limited in the kinds of projects I can work on and the kind of money I can make. There's not one of us who wants to do that. At the end of the day, we're looking for freedom of choice and freedom of movement. We can make the choices we want to make when we want to make them, and we can go wherever the hell we want to go whenever we want to go. So these next steps are things you can do starting now that are going to vastly improve the way you run your career instead of your career running you. So, number one, figure out what kind of work you want to be known for. Whether it's a commercial, or whether it's a gig of any other kind, or whether it's a film or a TV pilot or anything that you are pitching, only work and make the things that look like the thing you want to be known for. Because it is really hard to do things that you don't like doing, that don't inspire you, that don't get you all jazzed up. Because we are who we are as creators, which means no matter whether we're working on some crappy corporate thing.
GammaJet offers a complete line of revolutionary machines and systems.
Or whether we're working on the film of our dreams. We want to do the best job possible, so we get good at everything we do, right? So if you get good at making refrigeration refurbishment videos, and that's not what you want to be known for, they're going to ask you to make more of it. So be sure that you are making the thing you've always wanted to be known for, and that whatever job you take on as a freelancer, if that's where you still have to find yourself for the time being, make sure it looks like the kind of work you want to be known for. Let me give you an example. I still get hired to do commercials or branded content. I always tell people when they ask what kind of work I make work in hard to reach places with hard to reach people, meaning extreme athletes, celebrity, and usually some kind of brand as well. So I've got corporate interest stuff that I have to meet, but they hire me because I'm an expert at that stuff. That kind of adventure on the road stuff. And so I only, if I'm gonna make a commercial, it's usually looks kind of like that. I just did one for a big credit card company that was shot out in the deserts of Nevada, right? And it was a corporate interest, but it looked like the kind of work I wanted to be known for. So be sure that you're making the kind of work you want to be known for and stay in that lane. Next, axe murderer your inner critic. That little voice that tells you that success is for somebody else, right? That this is too hard, this will never work, or I'll never make it, right? Kill that thing, like punch it in the mouth, because I know personally what that is like. I have this vicious little liar that lives inside my head, And if I had a friend that treated me like that and said those things to me, I'd punch the dude in the mouth. I would literally beat the shit out of that person because I am vicious to myself. So I have to be very conscious about what thoughts I let into my head. Sure, they pop in, but you know what I don't do? I don't follow them. I don't go after them and then sort of play them out. They leave as easily as they came, right? They come in and I know they're there. I know what it feels like to think that way. And I immediately replace that thought with something like, why not me? Or I haven't succeeded at this element of my career yet, right? I always add a little yet at the end because that opens up the door to possibility. So please go ahead, punch that inner critic in the mouth. And next, and this is a really hard one, is cut out those toxic people in your life, including your parents, including your coworkers, including your boss, right? If they are toxic to you, they gotta go. Right? If they take away your power all the time, if they are not a partner to you, if they are not helping you succeed and you are helping them succeed, if it is always this transactional thing, right? That's not a real relationship, even in business, right? Even in the filmmaking business. I have a really great support system in my career. I have people who care about me personally and want to help me succeed, and I have those people in my life. I want to help them succeed. So we have this mutually not only beneficial but respectful relationship, right? We really genuinely want to see the other succeed, so it becomes about the other person. And so toxic people are usually the dumbest one in the room. So when you're on set and there's that loudmouth who's bringing down the fun factor, because let's face it, shooting films, shooting the stuff we shoot is fun. It's a great group of people. It's this pirate ship of miscreants. We all kind of are pulling in the same direction. There's that one person who makes it hard for everybody. That is the person who knows the least, and that is the most frightened person. You need to cut them out. They cannot be on your set. You need to establish that boundary early. And then even people who call themselves your friends but make you feel weak, they're gone. They're gone. If you end up with two great friends, that's all you need. Next is take responsibility for your own career. The biggest limiting factor to my career is not the economy, it's not politics, it's not the competition, it's not anything. The biggest limiting factor to my career is me. So I have to take full responsibility and be completely self-aware of what I do well and what I don't do well. I'm proficient at lighting, but I'm not great. I'm the Arby's of lighting, right? I'm the fourth best person on set, right? And maybe that's saying something, but the reality of it is I'm not great at it. I have to take responsibility and say, I'm great at this, I'm not great at that. I either need I just have to be really self-aware as to what my strengths and weaknesses are and just be honest about it. And if I screw something up and it's my fault, I gotta own it. Pushing blame on somebody else isn't gonna help. One, the industry's really small and you'll get known for that, and that's not a good thing. But at the end of the day, just taking ownership of it, just saying, you know what? For better or for worse, this is my career. I own it, it's mine, that's it. Just like the previous point I made about cutting toxic people out, they don't have to live your life, right? So nobody else gets to run your career. Nobody else gets to have that say in how you run it. You have to live it, right? So the best way to do that is to take responsibility for it. This next one might sound tough or maybe even a little radical, I don't know. But fuck goals, right? Goals are stories we tell ourselves about how we think our life is supposed to be. And it's just that, it's just a story. Then we compare our real life, today's life, to that story we told ourselves a few weeks ago or a few months ago or a few years ago about where we were supposed to be, and we compare our real life to that, and it looks nothing like what that story was. And then we start saying we're failures, that we as people are failures. And it just chips away at our power. It just chips away at the idea. So what I try to do is I try to come up with themes, right? So this last theme was, let's come up with stuff this month when I'm creating that is aligned with who I truly am. So I just wrote down on a Post-it note, aligned creativity. Is it aligned with who I really am, and am I making the work that represents who I truly am, or am I making work that is an imitation of somebody, or that is trying to do something that goes against what my values are? So, it can be anything. So I really recommend try choosing a theme instead of a goal for the month. Just try it for 30 days. Next, forget to-do lists. To-do lists are wastelands of never-ending busyness, right? It is just busyness. You tell me if your to-do list has ever ended. Instead, try this. Try writing down a significance list. And it's a super simple thing. So ask yourself, what do I have to do today that will make tomorrow better? What ends up happening, what ends up coming out of that is that you end up eliminating a lot of that busy work. That stuff that makes us feel like we're making progress, but we really aren't. Instead, we're doing those significant things. I find myself that there's only about 4 significant things I need to do every day, instead of 36. There's a study that says people overestimate what they can accomplish in a day, but underestimate what they can accomplish in 3 years. So if I am taking it slow, steady, and doing significant things rather than busy work things, my career ends up going in the direction that I've always wanted it to go. The one that is right for me, the one that is best for me, rather than the one that just pays the car bill, which is a really small idea. So next is work from a place of vision, not circumstance. That whole idea of, I just got to take this gig so I can pay the car bill. I get it, man. I've been there. I have been there. Broke ass dude running from the landlord, eating ramen, those little 50-cent ramen things all day. But that's not my life anymore, because I started working from a place of, I'm going over there. And if I have to hide from my landlord, then that's what I have to do. But I'm working from a place of vision, not saying I'm going to take a job simply to pay the bills. If I can accomplish both things, create the thing I want to be known for, and pay the bills doing it, awesome. But just try to work from a place of vision. Next, there is no such thing as failure. Failure is not a person. When people say, I'm a failure is an event. And in fact, I don't even look at there even being a possibility of failure in my career. I look at it as there is success, that things turned out in a positive way, and there's learning or data, success and learning. Either way, I win. Either I learned, one, maybe how not to do something. That's a good day for me. All of the best stuff for me in my career has been found in those moments that other people call failure. I just go, wow, I learned something new. I learned how I can manage my career better, how I can accomplish a task better. So it ended up being where I had to stop calling myself a failure. I had to stop saying I failed. I did, and I learned. And that's where the gold is. Next, mind your own business. Stop comparing yourself to other people. It does not make a difference what their career is like. If your friend got that gig and you're like, man, I should have gotten that, forget it. That wasn't your path. And literally, if we spend our time concerning ourselves with other people's journeys, we're not on our own path. We're trying to duplicate whatever the hell they're doing. And believe me, you don't know what they're going through. Like, the reality of it is a lot of people now are really good at putting up the facade that things are magic, but underneath there is turmoil. I'm living proof, right? I mean, I can tell you, it isn't all peaches and cream to live like this. You have to make some really tough choices. And sometimes I don't accomplish the thing that I wanted to, and I take a hit. I take some kind of weird ass emotional hit that I didn't intend to. Like, why do I feel so crappy about myself right now? Because it just meant that something didn't go my way. or that somebody else got that gig that I thought I was going to get, or this person didn't buy the project that I think is brilliant, or it got slammed. And if I take that on as personal and as watching what other people are doing and kind of the grass is greener, it gets really tough. It gets really, really tough. And finally, this is something I try to do every day. Do one thing a day that scares you. There's a philosophical idea called Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius kind of made it popular, the Roman emperor, philosopher. And it is about having more control over your emotions and not letting them run you. So maybe it's contacting a hard to reach, busy person that you want to develop a relationship with. Doing something about putting yourself out in that place of discomfort. We press what we're capable of. We get to press the outer edge of it, and we get to do bigger and better things. If we always stay in this safe zone, we're screwed as creators, because I'm here to tell you, my career has been built on maybe being too ignorant to know I wasn't supposed to ask people if I could talk to them or ask them for money, right? Ignorance was bliss in my early career. I would ask tons of people for large amounts of money, and I didn't have a lot of experience. And in many instances, I was able to accomplish bigger and better things, even though I was really scared. So try doing something that presses what you're capable of, pushing yourself into that discomfort and saying, I'm okay today, being comfortable, being uncomfortable. So in conclusion, our careers are in our own hands. There isn't some outside force. Mars does not need to go into retrograde, and the economy doesn't need to be a certain way, and all of that, and the world does not need to align for us to become who we're supposed to be in this business. Creators are special people. I truly believe that, and I know so many of them, right? I've met so many of them. We're problem solvers. I truly believe that if we put a unit production manager in the White House, all our problems would be solved, right? I truly believe that we are great at what we do when we just allow ourselves to do it and stop questioning it and stop telling ourselves stories about who we are as creators, that somehow we're less than others. We aren't. We're amazing people who deserve to do what we're doing. So if you do these steps, I can guarantee you your life will be better, your career will be better, and you'll make the things that you've always wanted to be known for. So I hope this has helped. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you're notified of upcoming videos, and I can't wait to see you in the next one, and I'm talking to you.